McGregor, dude. That
He
is crazy.
he
Anyway,
yeah
going
he
back
has
to Sugar.
he has the ability to change it up. So the thing with Sugar is like I did not I did not mind his fighting, but when you look at the matchmaking of like some of these guys he was fighting too, was done pretty safely. UFC didn't want to ruin a future star in O'Malley. Let's keep this win streak rolling. But you can't tell me when you watch that Piotr Jan fight, you cannot tell me that Sugar won that fight, right? So
Everyone forgets this. Everyone forgets this. He was number 11 in the world. He jumped straight up. Dana gave him straight to. He missed the number 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2.
yep,
He missed all of them.
yep,
Right? So he won a few fights. He beat Cheeto on his second rematch. Dana threw him a gift. A gift. I'll give you Peter Young. You better fucking win, my brother. This is a gift. You're not going to have to fight for the next 3 years fighting the next 7 people.
yeah,
He won.
yeah.
He won. As soon as he won, Dana went, ching,
But that's what I'm
that's
saying.
it. Well done.
The judges raised his hand. Like, when are we as fans going to be like,
I
yeah?
thought Young won that fight.
I thought Jan won the fight too. My point is like,
Yep.
when are we as like fans gonna like have such a strong protest to be like, look, I don't give a fuck what your judges say. Volkov just beat Gon. Jan just beat Sugar. Like, I want the actual winner of these fights being rewarded with those opportunities. Because as you can see, the setback, yeah, you might look at it and be like, oh, it was a close bout. Now Jan just needs one more win. Go into a loss or two, suffer an injury, have a fight pushed back. You think that that fighter is going to be able to bounce back and be right on the doorstep for that rematch or maybe a title contention? You know, that's a beautiful
Yep.
story arc that Jan could have taken it back from Sugar to take that L back that he rightfully had won. Doesn't work out that way. Hardly ever in the UFC, just based on the competitive rankings and Dana always wanting to mix in new opponents. You know, like Cyril Gahn will likely get the uncontested, undisputed title fight against Tom. Why? Because Gahn hasn't fought Tom yet. It doesn't
And
mean
you
it's
know what?
right. I think Almeida is far more
Cyril
worthy
Gahn
than Gahn at
stock.
this point.
So I'm going to go back into the card world a little bit here, right? We're going to talk fighters, but I'm going to throw back into the
Yep.
stocks of cards, right? Because card stock rises like fucking oil and gold,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yep.
Up and down. You can fucking have a PC or Sean O'Malley and then he loses against Marab.
Yep.
What happened to that guy's PC?
Yep.
Now, it lost value at least whoever had a Sean O'Malley PC that day lost at least. We're talking stock market. Let's talk how you look at your cards when the fighter gets demolished and loses the belt. When they lose their belt, any fighter, their cards, that stock is pending.
Yeah.
Pending. Like Sean O'Malley, that was your first title fucking thing and you lost. Bilal stock. Anyone that invested in Bilal, his cards. I'm not talking his personality
Yep.
or his stature in the pound for pound. I'm talking those cards are very cheap now, or
Yep.
cheaper.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
I mean, the
So
funny thing about Bilal is he also wasn't expensive to begin with due to his,
no,
he wasn't that
I got a
likable.
2021 auto, 1 of 10 Bilal sitting in there, gold prison, brother. I got it for $80 Australian like 3 years ago.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I
like,
got a I
I
got a
don't even know
lot.
what to sell it for because he lost. I don't even know what even, and not, I don't sell. But if I wanted to, I'd probably just give it away as one of my gifts on one of my things because the stocks. I worked it out. I worked out what my PC is.
Oh, okay.
I actually have one, and in that whole stupid room of a billion cards,
Who?
Connor,
Connor. Okay.
right, Habib.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a shitload of Habib, which I didn't realize. This is how it worked out. Like, what the fuck do you have? Wow, I got left to a shitload of Habib
Yeah.
and
There you go.
heaps of Connors over the years. Subconsciously, Paddy I've been buying.
Yeah.
And I've been buying Paddy from day one, man. I've been buying
Yeah.
him for a long
I'm
The
a
last one in
Patty and Khabib.
Volk and Whitaker.
Uh,
Volk and Whitaker. So I actually, and Shevchenko. I got six. I got six that I could go more, but if it was like, when I looked at the things, I have more than a dozen of each of those fighters in prisms and goals and tens and ones and, you know, the stupid shit I got in my room, right? But I
yeah.
didn't actually realize it till people keep on asking, what's your PC? Do you want to trade? I'm like, I don't know what my PC is. I just love the game. I buy stocks,
Yep.
right? I buy stocks. I buy stocks like I don't get me wrong. I treat fighters like stocks. They'll go up and down. Brad Katona,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
That guy's, just for example, let's just throw a name in there.
Yeah.
After
No,
that fight,
it should be down right now. Yeah.
it's finished. You could get a one-on-one for what, $10. I like that guy's never going to get the belt. He's finito, la musica.
yeah.
He's done. People are showing like, okay, here we go. This is the controversial part. This is why people hate me on the fucking chat rooms, brother. All right, TJ Dillashaw. Oh, and they're sharing posts of fucking TJ. Yes, yes. You were, and honestly, I was a massive fan. So
Yep.
you fucking cheated, cunt.
Yeah. You know what's
Like,
funny?
you're a fucking cheat.
You know what's funny?
It's the
Guru, I think Guru made this point a long time ago. People are only super salty with him because he came out about it and owned up to it. But yet, someone like John Jones can be
no,
the number one, fucking
dude,
failed
he did.
PED of all
I put a
time.
post.
But people praise him because he never owned up and admitted to it. So the worst thing Dillashaw ever did is owning up to it.
So I actually put a post on right at the beginning, right? No one understood the post, but you'll find this funny. So I'm 52, so I have a bit of TRT to help me fucking
Yeah.
get along. All legal, prescribed, right? It's
Yep.
all way of life. Anyway, I got this John Jones and Shell Sonnen card, a 1 of 50 bookend, right? It's a
Okay.
patch autographed by T, sitting in my shelf,
God, that sounds
right?
sick.
Just sitting there.
Yeah. Send a picture.
It's fucking
Just
amazing,
send a
right?
fucking picture of
I
that
got
one.
it ages ago, and I just put it away. I just grab a card, and some cards I don't even advertise. I just
Yeah.
put them there. Anyway,
I have so
one
many
day,
cards I've never posted. I mean, that's the beauty of it.
absolutely right,
Yeah.
absolutely. People think, oh no. So one day I put this post up. So I put my TRT up there, and I put the card up there, and I said the biggest, greatest cheaters in UFC in the world, and look where they are now. That was just the post. And I love John Jones and I love Charles Sonnen, but I thought, you know what? We go to this to John Jones. Oh, you fucking court cut. You just had a really good publicity team, really good lawyers, and you have Dana White.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's hard. TJ Dillashaw went out and did this shit. I still think he was one of the greatest fucking flyweights ever. I think he was amazing. I thought he was actually as close to Connor fighting. You remember he used to fight like a snake. He used to sit back.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, yeah. Really cool shit. It's a pity. It's a pity.
Yeah, I just look at him. I just look at him and his like rise in featherweight and hunger. That's just the shitty thing about these guys that can. Yep.
People talk about
Yep.
Habib and fucking Connor. Don't forget, there's a John Jones and DC. There's a fucking there's a dark horse in that for fucking fighters hate, and that was TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt, man. I think that even beat Jorge Masvidal, and Colby. Like, you know what I mean? That was a really mass rivalry. The steroids, the accusations, the fucking shit that they were throwing each other. They were like mudslinging, mate. You know?
Mhm.
And the way TJ, and we all know now, and even Garbrandt knows, you just can't handle the left hook, brother. You just,
Yeah, it's so weird too, because it's just like, man, he showed the world that when he's on, he's like one of the like craziest fighters, and when he's, I mean,
the best
can't really
fighter
say
most
that.
in
And
my
when he's
life.
off, he was on for a moment, and then Never.
Every fight I've ever seen is Garbrandt, Dominic Cruz, Garbrandt, Sam, my wife, watched that fight with me.
Probably
And
became
she
a
actually
fan.
doesn't watch. Wow.
Yeah.
He was doing fake push-ups and dancing. His feet, he was so aligned. I've never seen such a chemistry between body, mind, and soul. I've never seen that from him again.
Yeah.
Um,
I went to, so you remember, I went to UFC 300 and he was the opener with Figgy. And so I'm in the
yes.
hotel. We're writing out like our parlays on this fucking mirror and just like we're figuring out all of our shit. And I'm like looking at the prop by Garbrandt at like plus 500. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like if Moreno can put Figgy out of there with his hands, you can't tell me that if Cody doesn't show up tonight that he doesn't have that capability either, especially Figgy moving up in weight. And I was like, bro, it's so fucking tough. Like I know that Figgy's why be on the feet with Cody. The strategy is going to be to take him down, hit the sub. And I did not listen to myself because that line was so live. And we were watching the D Cruz fight, just going back like, bro, this is 300. He's trying to make this one last push. You know, he's trying to get back on that map again. Why not be at 300 and have a masterclass on Figgy?
Just to watch that fight. I actually rejoined the whole fucking thing and I resubscribed the whole fight pass and become a member again because I did what you did. I just bailed. You know, because you can find it wherever you want on social media. But
yeah,
just for that fight live, I needed to see my boy because I'm a massive Garbrandt fan. But that guy has done that left hook, and this is my craziest part. Like you wrestle all day. I know Team Alpha Male, right? Like you guys wrestle. It's meant to be a really good wrestler. He just doesn't wrestle. Whether I don't get it. It's MMA, dude. Like, stop. You got great hands. Actually, your hands were great till everyone found that you got a left hook that you have been succumbed to twice by Dillashaw. And what was the other left? He did one fucking. What was that fight that got him back? He sat on the cage. He was ducking and weaving, and it was the fucking right. And fucking, it was his comeback. He lost.
Yeah.
Went fucking.
Yeah.
It was on.
It fucked him up.
And he was like, and that was the old Garbrandt. You know how he just fucking had that whole just ducking and weaving shit going on.
So I'm saying he would get into that void and be just one of those fun fighters, very reflexive. He had that big snappy power too in his KO capabilities. The knockdowns, right? Not even just KOs, but Garbrandt hitting these knockdowns was always a fun piece of it too.
Josh Emmett was one that I thought would get the belt.
Yeah.
Honestly, I invested a bit of coin, not too much.
When he hit that knockout on Bryce as smooth as it did, and you thought about, okay, he did just go all three with Ilya, and then Ilya got up the ranks, grabbed the belt, moved on. I kind of was thinking the same thing. Like, all it takes is Emmett to hit smooth, and Murphy's going down, and who's after Murphy? You know, I could see it in my head where maybe he either runs it back with Year or finds himself maybe in a gunfight with Diego, but he's gonna get one fight away, and if he gets that one hammer shot, he's back. He's fighting for a belt. Yeah, 100%.
Mate, I'm gonna bring up this fight. This one's really interesting me. I'm just grabbing a beer. Fucking Buckley, Usman. I'm really looking.
Yep.
I'm a fan of both. Usman. Now everyone forgets this, dude. There was a point there. There was a moment when Usman was unfucking touchable. I have so many Usman cards because I truly believe he was untouchable. Like, I stocked up on him. Like, we're going back to the market.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that for me, I was always rooting against him. Guy after guy after guy. I'm like, oh, it's going to be Burns. It's going to be Jorge, you know. And then he kind of earned my respect when he started working with Trevor and Gaethje and picked up that striking and had that flat line down the right, down the middle, that barrel fucking right hand that knocked out Jorge. that's where I was like, all right, respect's given. You just knocked out Street Jesus. Like, this is a huge feat.
And he started knocking people out. He actually started fighting. He didn't. He
Yes.
wasn't just fucking jerking off on a leg, right, and doing the shit.
But
Even Dana. Remember back in the day, Dana didn't have really good words for the dude.
sure, yeah, he's like, it's not exciting fights. Dana basically just said, yeah, it's not. He's like toe stomping, hugging up against the edge of the octagon. Yeah, the thing is though, it's like I understand why the transition happened. He wrestled till he couldn't no more. People also were exploiting the fact that he didn't really do so great with the striking, was losing on the points, and would need control time to win, right? That's how he won. And so his striking came in at a wonderful point because it allowed him those extra wins that I don't think he would have gotten as easily or if at all without that striking piece because his knees are gone, man. And that's where Buckley's going to have a huge fucking problem for Usman in this fight.
Buckley reminds me of a fucking 20-year-old Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Who's a lot more refined. Okay? But he reminds me the mentality, the body, the look, even the way when he comes in and fucking fights.
Yeah.
He literally comes in like old Mick, down, and the power. So I don't know. And you know what? What I have seen, this has been what I've seen. Old people are losing, by the way. Old fighters are losing. Doesn't matter what division.
Yeah.
From people like Shevchenko, Gilbert Burns, they're all losing. All of them.
Yeah.
Every single one. Let's go to the gambler's perspective. I'm going to say this to all the gamblers out there. Don't gamble on emotion.
Yeah.
Gamble on fucking sense.
Yep.
These guys have got $1 million. Cejudo is not winning his next fight. I don't care who it's against. After Son Dong and that, God, I did a post on that with a fucking fake patch. I really took the piss out of that one. That pissed me off, that fight. Not because I put all my money.
I had Song Yudong by TKO and it gets stopped basically to a fucking doctor stoppage, but then is read off as a decision because they combined the first 3 rounds as a scorecard. I'm like, it's a 5-round fight and you stop it after 3.
You saw it. We all saw it.
Yeah.
We all saw him stalling for time and oh my goodness. I put an eye patch on my eye that day and I actually watched that post. Go back and have a look at it. I'm going to share it. It's the fucking Cejudo eye patch post. And then I went on to say, do you know who's the real fucking one-eyed monster in this fucking company? Michael fucking Bisping. And I showed all my cards and I said, that's who fucking fought with one eye and got a belt. I said, and that cunt, what the fuck did he do? So
that's why he also has a that's why he also has a company job. Like he basically showed Dana that he's as loyal and as dedicated as anybody ever could be.
Dana, you know what? And Dana, everyone hates Dana, but you know what? I believe in loyalty. Loyalty is massive to me as a personal trait. Loyalty, integrity, honesty, all that bullshit. But loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
You stand by me, I stand by you all day. Dana needs soldiers, not many people. He's got a few there, man. Joe Rogan's got a contract. We all know that. He leaves when Dana leaves.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much at once. It would feel just so weird. You know what I mean? Like, especially depending how close that would be to Bruce. Oh man, that would it doesn't matter what roster you have when you take away.
Can you imagine if everyone left? Anik.
Yeah, dude. No, I can't. That would be terrible.
And they left, but they left. Sanko, Dean Thomas, DC,
Megan O'Leary,
Shale.
Yeah, that'd be fucking nuts.
They have to bring Shale back. They need to bring him back at least. Like, I know he does it, but they've got to bring him back full fucking.
I think he would be good to actually rotate at the fucking desk. Rotate him with DC. All right, this is a good guy card. This is a bad guy card. You know what I mean?
You know who I miss? I miss Dan Hardy.
Let DC fucking eat.
Dan Hardy.
the whole fucking
I
fight.
miss Dan Hardy.
Dan Hardy's great, yeah.
Fucking,
Yep.
I miss him as a commentator. I really thought he was really smart. Um, I really loved his insights. I watched all of his fucking pre-fight fucking. Oh, they're gonna go here and they're gonna go there.
I don't.
Like
For me, like I'm thinking of
subject
another
very
guy
funny.
like Goldberg. I don't necessarily miss Goldberg, but I don't think how the UFC did him was right at all. Man, that was fucking dirty. Like pulled the
Which
rug.
one? Who? Holder.
Goldberg. Was it Paul?
Holder.
Was it Paul?
Huh?
No, it wasn't Paul.
Which fighter?
Not fighter, announcer, commentator.
Oh yeah. Which? Oh, which announcer?
The OG, like way back when I like first watched Chuck versus Rampage. I think it was Goldberg. I thought it was Goldberg.
Yeah. Bring the old school back.
No, I don't want him back. I'm just saying they fucked him. That's all I'm saying. They just
No,
literally.
but I'm saying they can actually replace all these people now. If they wanted to leave, there's actually people out there, man.
Oh, there's a ton of people.
There's actually,
I know he jokes and trolls about it a lot, but dude, if Guru actually had like any kind of matchmaking ownership within the company or like event planning, got to at least sit in on meetings and spit like he does on his stream and give you facts about where the rankings should be and what's actually kind of fair, because he doesn't really give like a biased opinion of where who should fight who for what. He's very like matter of fact in how he views the rankings and the impressive finishes.
because of your MMA guru thing, that's why this was another brainstorm I was throwing, right?
Hmm.
Because he has no filter, okay?
Yeah.
No filter. So his direction. So I don't want us to be him, but we can have a 10 minutes of call down the rabbit hole.
What? No,
No filter.
I don't think it goes without saying, like, you've had your content prior to doing this with me. I've had my content prior to doing this with you. Neither of us have filters. Truthfully, like we just kind of say how we see it.
Okay, so we
The
don't.
thing is,
We're just not
is
filtering
like
out,
who,
right?
which audience are you trying to appease? Because again, there is those who literally work for UFC, and they have to say everything by a certain agenda for the most part. They can joke around with the
I
fighters,
don't want to
whatever,
work.
but when we
I
actually
don't
break
want to
it
work
down and
for anyone.
critique like John Jones'
Yeah.
situation, and we can actually open up and pry. We're not looking at the camera like deer in headlights
What do you
speaking
reckon?
fucking stupid. Like we actually talk very matter of fact also like, dude, fuck this shit. John Jones
So I
is
agree.
setting
I agree
heavyweight
with the whole
records by holding
podcast.
on to a belt he isn't defending. Like fuck this shit.
So we're out. So I agree. We go no filter for the whole fucking podcast, right?
That's
Like
just
what
who
we're
we
doing
are.
shit now.
I mean, that's just who we are. I'm telling you.
Awesome. And it's very easy that way because it's. I was thinking, like I've heard Biz being and sit back go, old mate sends me an email and I said, fucking speed the email. This is what we're going to talk about. And I know what we're going to talk about. I know we're going to talk about O'Malley, and I know we're going to talk about the last fights, and I know we're going to talk about that. But I don't think we should. As long as we know that, we'll just shoot back and forth
Well, yeah.
as we feel free, right?
I think the kind of flow of the show is as easy as this. We're gonna talk about key subjects that are evolved around fight news, upcoming bouts that we're excited for, all that shit. That will then transition into cards one way or another. You and I are going to start talking about cards of those fighters or invest now or pass. Maybe that's a cool segment.
Like we did today.
Like,
Actually, we just did that the whole
yeah.
podcast. Actually, I think we actually did one today
Yeah.
without even planning it.
Yeah, no, you were talking about stock down on Katona and just random fighters that have having a hard time. Yeah.
We covered O'Malley, future fight. Here's one. I've been catching up on John Jones and Nate Diaz in fucking Thailand, brother. You been watching that?
Yeah.
Did you see the mass fight?
Dude, that wasn't a mass fight. It was one guy who got fucking punched and.
No. Go on Jake Shields' podcast.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They videotaped everything. So you only saw the clip.
Yeah, but the clip was so fucking soy, and everyone was tagging that clip as huge brawl.
No.
Okay.
Go on Jake Shields' podcast because he was there. He sat back. It was only released yesterday or the day before. It's only like 25 minutes, and they videotaped everything, and he explains everything.
Okay.
Explains everything from basically, look, Nate and the Chechens and Russians have a problem to start with. They went from the
Yes.
history,
Okay. Yep. Yep.
and then he went into when they walked into the room,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then he said, and then you watch it. It's all footage that is not on the YouTube. They're only showing you bits. Jake Shields videotapes the whole shit, man. He jumps in there. He's fighting dudes.
Mm. Good shit.
He's in there. It's not like one-on-one. So, do you know how it started?
Well.
Nate Diaz fucking stopped and slapped a fucking dude. One dude.
Dude.
That was it.
Well, everyone in the clip that was being shared earlier was saying, "I'm surprised it wasn't Nate that instigated this fight." That's what everyone's saying.
So they have it all on Jake Shields because he went there. So Nate asked me to come to fucking Thailand to do this thing. He goes, "He's my brother. I won't let him go to fucking Thailand with our names, the Russian." That's where you're back in the history. He goes, "I would never let him go by himself." You have to look it up, brother. You have to watch it. It's the whole thing.
Okay.
And then John Jones turns up. They show everything from the Jake Shields from the raw perspective. And then, during this whole village, man, John Jones is trying to... He's not fighting. Like, it is like... You gotta watch it.
That guy ain't fighting ever again by the looks of things, man. Like, he's just done. He's fucking done.
Do you know who it was? Do you know who the guy was?
Who?
This is the special part. It's the guy that John Jones was driving on a motorbike with. You know, the guy who was pulling the hair?
Oh, he's fighting with that guy.
That guy's in the fucking... He's in the camp. He's a fighter.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Well, I mean, he obviously wasn't... He didn't look like he was from Thailand, right? So I gathered that much when I looked at this.
No, he's a fucking Chechen fighter, right? And this is what Jake Shield pulls all up. He pulls all this up and goes...
Oh my
and then
god.
at the end of it, Jake Shields even goes, with me and Nate and all that, because what happened was the camera crew, the actual camera crew,
They caught...
end up fucking kicking the shit out of Jake Shields on the ground, right?
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
yeah. And then Jake Shields sat back and went, I got 100 fucking people. I'm pretty sure the camera crew just kicked the shit out of me on the ground, right? I got Nate there, fucking all this going on, and he goes, I just told everyone we're fucking out of here. That's why they left.
Got ya.
You gotta watch it.
I will.
Then,
we'll go back and watch it.
I watched the whole 30 minutes, and I went, okay. I've seen the clips, but then
I'll make a reaction. I'll make a reaction video to it. I'll watch it and do a reaction video. Sounds good one.
All right, my brother. Look, I've got to get back. It's Friday night here.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my shit with I think I got my grandson just turned up. I think he's disappeared to bed somewhere, my man.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you swinging through. That was a good little chit chat.
Thank you for your condolences with my uncle.
Yeah, no.
He reminded me of Gandhi. You know, the most peaceful man that would never ever fucking hurt a fly, and that only gave you cool shit to fucking, you know. You have that one person in your life.
Yeah,
that was just kind and beautiful. And I always gave you good things to do. Never told you to be angry. Always told you it will work out.
That's my mom, man. That was my mom. So yeah, I understand that entirely. Like what it feels like to lose that.
Me and my mum, because me and my mum haven't spoken for 3 years. Me and his death, I rang him because he told me what he did tell me 2 weeks before he died. Don't be so angry, son. Get that chip off your shoulder.
Yeah, 100%.
I have a chip on my shoulder. Maybe everyone does. I don't know. But he told me whatever chip I have on my shoulder, get it off. Don't be angry. Okay? Because fucking you have no idea. All what you think is important is not that important. And he wasn't even dead then. He was this is the kudos to my uncle. I'm going to say this live to my Uncle Barton, brother. He was a United Nations fucking lawyer. He had a Harvard degree and an Oxford degree. He was the smartest man I ever knew, and he was the most peaceful man I ever knew. And fucking, if I'm going to sign off with anything with you, Toad,
Yeah.
I'm allowed to do that with you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely,
I'm going
man.
to sign off with Uncle Barden. Love you, man. And you know what? I love you too, bro. And
Yeah.
I'll see you
Yeah.
when you get back from your holiday, my man.
No, Lethal, I appreciate you dropping that for me and anyone watching, man. I have much love and appreciation for you, and we're thankful to be in the footsteps of these courageous people in life because, like you said, that peaceful, that tranquility that you just don't find
I
in
was mourning yesterday.
yeah.
I was mourning, but I feel really at peace, and it sounds weird. I feel like something's of him is inside me because you don't listen to someone till they're fucking gone, brother. It's all words, right? And then you hear the words, you feel them, but when they're fucking gone, so I feel I owe it to him. If I have to give one thing, I owe it to you to be the man that you wanted me to be. Get that fucking chip off your shoulders, son. You're 52. It's too. Don't be angry. Time goes
Yeah.
like that.
That's like my
All right.
mom's only wishes too. It wasn't more so for me, because I'm kind of like a family mediator, but it was more like to the rest of the family siblings, like you guys, no more fighting, no more bullshit. You guys have to be there for each other, like, you know.
So I rang my mum
And so
yesterday,
that was
and
like
I said,
my mission to give out to my siblings in this whole process, and hardships is just like, come on, guys, let's this is all Mama has ever wanted. Like, let's get our shit together and be a family.
and it's unfortunate their deaths created this reaction. They had to die for us to change, right?
Yeah,
And that's the sad part.
I didn't.
But we don't.
What I'm trying to say though is like I didn't necessarily change, but because it was a process where it was slow and painful because of cancer, it's like I got to have all those extra conversations that a lot of people don't properly have in like a surprise closure of, oh, someone got into an accident or anything. So it was like a year and a half of conversations. But my mom very much trusted and pivoted to me because when playing doctor wasn't going good and was going to take her sooner than she knew she had left by taking this naturally. It was me who very much like supported her in her natural beliefs and religion, and just she had a grandson to be on the way from my sister, right? And had she played and rolled the dice and had chemo not work out, she would have got fried like a potato, just like all my other grandparents. And she held their parents through that process and just looked at me with a dead face, like, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done fucking playing doctor. And so I give a lot of love
So
and
my
respect
mum,
to my group 269 cannabis because I got her off a lot of addicting and narcotics and opioids and all that shit. I got her away from so much of that just because of cannabis, and I had the best time rolling up with some brownies, some cookies or something for her because it was often in a pill or cookie form, because of a lung
same.
cancer. And
Mum's going through the same thing.
most
Mum
beautiful,
is
yeah.
just full time working. We're trying to. I've got the oil, or medicinal. It's all legal here, like in the States.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, just trying to help now, man. Like where everyone laughed at us fucking hippie fucking smokers before you. All you fuckers are trying to fucking jump on the board.
Go look up RSO, Rick Simpson oil, if you don't know what that is, and someone who has cancer or trying to cure something.
What's it
RSO,
called, brother?
RSO,
RSO.
or it's now known as FSO, Rick Simpson oil. It's a full
I
spectrum.
tell
So
you what, you guys in the States we're like 20 years behind. Like, I only discovered TRT. I thought it was called steroids, but apparently it's not steroids anymore. It's male testosterone, testosterone, testosterone replacement therapy.
mm.
Okay. Oh, so I'm not taking steroids. No, it's all illegal. You're just doing testosterone replacement therapy. But
Oh.
you know what? I'm only taking it because I'm not training. Like, I'm not doing it because I'm fucking 52. It actually, I find it better. Like, okay, people turn to narcotics, opioids, this, that. I got my pot, my beer, but I am tired at 52, brother. I am.
Yeah.
I work 7 days a week. I'm up 15 hours a day. So my best alternative was to research this. And you know what? I've been watching UFC fighters. They're taking it. Sanko
Mm.
takes it. She's at 40. She said in America apparently in Australia it's like a new thing, right? So I'm sort of not being as like we're really fucking ancient over here. So you guys are pretty much ahead. So I've got a couple
It's
more
not so much
opportunities.
that this is an ancient thing. It's to you. It's that again, the medical industry, the cost it takes to go through cancer, the quick like rapidness in the failed non-curable cancers or maybe cancers that come back, they get paid so much money, they blast that treatment series, it's draining them quickly. A lot of cases they go, and it's a machine, it's money, it's so much fucking money actually, because of the insurance game, especially in the United States, as high as it is. And when you have a cure to something or information on alternatives, because I've been getting a ton of them, so many things in the last like 5 months. I wish my mom was still around, because I swear I could have reversed her, stage 4, like this kind of shit,
Really?
or had like hope,
Wow.
or I like had hope, truthfully, in the last 4 months.
Wow.
And I'm like kicking myself in the ass, because this is information that technically was out there, but I just did not find or know about, that would have been available around that time. So that fucking hurts.
Yeah.
But
And I guess you're right. You're
it's
right, bro.
filtered, it's hidden, dude. They're not, there's a reason you don't know about this shit, and I don't know about this shit, and we as society don't know about this shit, because you are dealing with the biggest tyrants in this world, minus maybe like extraterrestrial fucking inharbitors and reverse engineering and like military
Yeah.
secret service. That's like the next powerful thing I think in the world, is the medical industry, pharmaceutical,
Oh,
and the insurance bullshit. Those are probably like your
I
two
watched.
biggest tyrants in the world, my guess.
Do you remember a TV show back in the day? This will take you back. It was called Sliders, right? Where they went into wormholes, right? And every wormhole that they went into was a different fucking place, like just everything like an alternate reality. So there was one reality I found interesting where everyone had to be on drugs. Like they had an implant in their arm,
Mm-hmm.
and every day at 1 o'clock, pow, pow, pow,
What were
like
they getting to?
pow,
What were they
and it
getting?
kept you healthy, it kept you calm, it kept crime down. Now this was the whole concept of the thing. Now think about it. We fight against it. In Australia, we have a place called Nimbin, right, where they grow pot. We have 6,000 people turning up there, not one fight, because everyone's stoned.
Mm-hmm. That's
We're
fair.
not on the piss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, this whole Sliders thing was all about, hey, we all look at drugs in this way because that's how the government is like, oh, man, because they make money.
Yeah.
You know, like, like, they make money off it and then they sell it. Like, the Australian government now, we have never had pharmaceutical pot in this country, like, for the last 5 years. Okay?
Okay.
We are now, and they were throwing people in jail, man. If they come into my house fucking 5 years ago, I'll go to jail for 3 months for what I have in front of my fucking thing right now. But because I have a fucking stupid jar from the government now, right, from a chemist, it's all good.
Yeah.
As long as the government's making the money, I don't go to jail. That is fucking crazy,
Same
right?
thing here. Same thing here. By the way, it was a little sooner than that, but yeah, it was, I think it was like 2017, 2016, United States, Michigan, legalized. But it's just like, you could be a caregiver before, which is what I was, like, for my mother. Essentially, I would help, make her medication and butter and the edible portion. But I was allotted like certain amount of plants to grow every month to do so, kind of thing. Now I don't need that. I get my 12 plants if I want to. You're allowed to yield
Yeah.
12 plants. 12 plants, when like people who know what they're doing, that are like professionals and do it for a living, and they give you the recipe, you can grow like bamboo trees. It's fucking nuts. So you got like 12 bamboo trees. Good luck smoking all that shit. You got to start sharing that around, you know what I mean? So, but I moved, so I rent, and I did everything above ground because I'm moving, come September time, and I really don't like to pull until late October, because that moon is so powerful in the harvest. The the moons that you get in October, and the rain, As long as it's not too cold, though. That's the thing. You got to protect. The moment you get frost, you got to pull that shit.
The period over here, so in September, which is our full moon over here, is when we plant, right? We plant in September. What's that, Sven? Father's Day. So Father's Day. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. August I start fucking getting the seeds fucking down, and September, and then we don't pull it out till April, May. So I just pulled my last plant, the one that I think I showed you. Like I got 4 ounces of 5 out of that.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, just for one, but enough to last it. I don't know. It lasts me like I don't know. I gave Sam some for cookies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fun when you can expand like how you just I got into baking a lot with my mom, just doing it for her, and my girlfriend now is an incredible bake, and she's gonna have fun with the idea of doing some butter and stuff for me. So yeah, we're gonna have some crazy edibles, that's for sure. But
well, Sam does like she makes she started her own organic store.
Mm.
She's been doing this for about a year and a half. Organic soaps and that, and she's done organic fucking CBD oil in the soap. So I've had it, right? We have to test it, and I'm the biggest critic. I don't fucking pat her on the back if she doesn't deserve one. I'm that person. I don't lie to people. If you want to, you know what I mean. Is it good? Is it good? I had that soap, man, and it actually made me feel a little bit different. As in, not like stone, but I felt relaxed. I don't know whether it was psychological, that, it's a CBD, but being a critic, I walked in there with a negative mindset. I walked out of there with a positive mindset going, fuck, I think the stupid soap actually fucking worked.
Yeah.
I think it made me feel better and more relaxed. And, so I am a true believer in alternative medicine. Like, I don't take Panadols. I don't do anything. If I have a headache, I just get through with a fucking headache.
Yeah, same. I've never. That's what's kind of different is in the past. I played football and I didn't even know like what a concussion was until after I had like 50 of them. You know what I mean? Like the actual that buzzing that I'm getting and stuff, the ringing, the earaches, the bad nauseousness and all that. Thought it was me, but anyways, yeah, no. If you like the idea of topicals and you can feel those effects right away, there's a thing I always like to tell people. It's like there's a difference between doing something to get high versus doing something that maybe has that as a benefit, but there's medicinal, like, you're getting like best bang for your buck in time for like a medicine purpose. Look into that RSO and FSO, because if you can get an edible that's FSO, what it means is full spectrum. A lot of people with these pens, these vape pens that they're smoking, the disposables or the 510 threads you just throw away. Yeah, those a lot of times you're smoking just distillate, and distillate is delta 8, delta 9. That's the thing that gets you high in weed, but it's an abstraction, so you don't get the full spectrum. Now they do make those vapes that are full spectrum. They're just generally a little bit more money, right? But yeah, they're totally available. So if you want to feel something,
my doctor, I got my new prescription. He told me to stop using this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He said, get the fuck off.
Okay.
Go and get a vape. Right? So I've seen people like 25 walk around with a vape. So my thing to him was, I don't want to have it that accessible to me all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does that make sense? Because I've got a very, what would they call it? Very, the personality where you're addictive.
Addictive, yeah. Welcome, dude. You don't even need to say that shit. What do we do for a living? Lethal Hands.
Yeah.
What do we fucking do for a living? Of course, we have addictive personalities.
Well, it's funny, eh? Just to go, okay, we're gonna throw it back. It's funny, like fucking 6 years ago, Sam bought me a fucking McGregor and a V thing because I just love the UFC, and I actually said because I didn't do tech. I didn't do Instagram. I don't have Facebook because of the prison. I told you I just didn't do it. And I went, ooh, where did you get that from? She going, yeah, it's a 1 of 150. And I got it from eBay. And I was like, can you buy that stuff on eBay? She went, yeah. I went, whoa. And you know what? That first card I ever bought was the card I gave away.
I know, dude. When you said that to me, I was like, ugh.
I mailed it. I finally, and you know what? I did. I finally mailed it to MMA Pup, brother. Hey, that's it, MMA Pup. You got the whole
Hey.
fucking card.
Hey, in respect though, I'm gonna reach out to him and ask him if he wants to sell it back, and if he does, I'll go in on it with you, and let's get your card back, man. That's a big one. That way, you just win some money out of it. I'm okay doing that. That's a big card, man. That's a bit.
It was my first. It cost me like. It was.
I'm gonna show you mine real quick.
I went and spent $500 on one card.
Here, I'm gonna.
Like, I guess like 220 US. It was the first time I went, and Sam went, "Oh my God, you're spending like $500." I'm like, I don't know. It's sure St. Pierre.
All right, so here's my Edwards. It's gonna be in here, and it's on a one touch. Right. So.
Which one's that one?
Well, I'm looking for my Leon Edwards pile. That's funny. I put my Leon on top of my Izzy pile. I don't know where my Leon pile is, but wherever he is, I was going to show you. That was my first big card. That like was my introductory to basically collecting. Like I bought Prism cards. The retail blasters, that was 22. You know, that's my introductory. May of 22 is when I started my collection. But and I was out of town too. Like I was on vacation going to Orlando, and I went to like a Target there with my girlfriend's dad, who's like a big time sports collector, who basically was like, hey, have you thought about collecting UFC cards? I'm like, actually I have, and I used to be a huge collector in the past growing up, different sports and like Pokemon, all that shit, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. Yeah, I was really pumped to get those Patty rookies. The 22s was a big year for some rookies. The Shavkats. I think what else was a big one there that year? Tom Aspinall. So anyways, it was just like 2022 Brady was rookie that year. Who else?
I sold all of my Tom Aspinall cards already.
Yeah.
I invested in him 4 years ago. I had a 3 of 5 immaculate patch, right?
Damn.
Auto, on card auto. I bought it for 200 Australian when he just won his second fight, right? So that's around fucking 90 bucks US. Is that the Leon's?
30-year anniversary immaculate patch auto out of 30.
Yeah,
out of 30 for the anniversary.
Yeah. See, I regret setting my Toms. But at the moment, Tom Aspinall, I've noticed he's
just a normal Phoenix auto.
Tom as well. You went in as well,
I love Tom, dude. Gold splatter, case hit. Here's the finest.
John Jones, right?
Oh yeah, I've been saying it since.
John Jones, he would smash John Jones.
Oh, 100% he would. That's why the fights.
I've got the Tom Aspinall. I've got 2 Tommies here. I've got the. Well, you might want them for you. I'll give them to you, brother.
No way, bro.
You've got more than me. I've got a 50. I think a Chaos or a Fearless, and I've got a Black Shimmer. Yeah, finishes. Yeah, I've got the gold on that one for you.
No fucking way, dude.
No, so I'll give it to you. I'll not sell it to you. I'll never sell you anything. I'll fucking go.
We'll trade. I gotta have something that you'd want. That's the way, Lethal. We trade. There's no selling in this hut. The mud hut. We only trade. We don't know what selling is. We don't know what money is. We just know what cards are. We're like cave people. So it's a trade. It's a trade.
This is my gift to you because you got more Tommy than me. So you send me locations. I'm gonna send you this one.
No fucking way.
Right?
Bro.
That's my gift to you. And glitter. It's not numbered.
No way. That's sweet. Yeah, the glitter's sweet on that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not numbered, but I like this one.
I like
I
that you
like
have
it.
them. All your cards are in fucking one touch cases, bro. All your cards,
And I'll send you that one, brother.
bro.
That's the 7 of 50. That's my gift to you.
Bro,
Okay,
no
so I'll
way.
send you both these poems.
Go through your
No,
PCs.
no.
Go through your PCs again. Khabib, Connor.
Khabib, Connor, Paddy. No, the 5. Khabib, Connor, Volk, Whitaker.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And Shevchenko. The only female chick that I actually truly collect is Shevchenko. So I just swapped a 1 of 10 Whaley Zhang Disco Flash on card auto 22 Pania for a 5 of 5 bookend Shevchenko.
Good shit. I like that trade.
Because he's a Whaley Zhang fan and I'm a Shevchenko fan. It's not about money though.
Yeah.
He loves the card. He wants it. It's
Yeah.
his collection. This is why I do. This is community, brother. This is what I'm trying to do.
That's why I was asking for your PCs, is because I want to trade you.
It's not about money. You want this. You have all of that Aspinall. All of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna surprise you with some Patty or Khabib, or that's why I want to know your PCs, because I got a wide collection, my friend.
So these are now yours. You send me your address. I'll mail them on Monday.
I appreciate that.
Because you just showed me your finishes, and I know you love this one. And I know it's not numbered, but it is the aqua glitter, so I think it adds to the fucking the piece for you, brother. All good?
Yeah, no, I was just looking for a card I wanted to show you real quick too, with the finest, but no, sadly I put it away. Never mind. I don't know if I've showed you this card though. Check this one out. It's my Ilya auto, true rookie.
Oh, that's a rookie auto.
Yep, numbered 5 out of 99.
Oh, I see.
So that's like
That's cool. I haven't got an Ilya collection yet because even though I did believe in him, I was too late.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes total fucking sense. I got very lucky with that card. I got lucky as fuck with that card. Yeah.
And then he was fucking all of a sudden $1 million card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I jumped in too late on the stock market of Ilya. Dricus, I've noticed, is sort of hitting the same. He hasn't really gone up too much or not. Hamzat's dropped a little bit of stock just in the card market I've seen. Like Hamzat is still Hamzat. Like they're not cheap, but they've dropped like maybe 10%.
Well, it's because they spiked up. They spiked up more than 10% when he broke Whitaker's.
And the thing that we don't do is we just don't sell when the stocks are up and the stocks are down. We are true fucking loyalists, man.
Yeah.
I hate my fucking cards.
Yeah.
I don't sit back and give up on my Volk collection. I never gave up on Volk when he got knocked up. I actually bought more Volk cards.
Yeah. I did too. I got get this. I got a artistic selection case hit from Panini, $40. $40 for Volk, Panini, artistic selection. Then, like we were talking with Kamar Usman, buying a bunch of stock, believing. I know that his knees are gone. Usman's not coming back and becoming champ again. That's my personal belief. But Usman will hold always a beautiful legacy at welterweight when he was champ until he wasn't, right? That was a beautiful streak. And I liked how he evolved as a fighter and became a complete fighter in the end with his striking developed. Now, I bought in on a case rip of Panini Select. I think it was 22 or 23. $5 for a whole case with Usman. $5 on the whole break. And the case hit, the artistic selection. And the breaker's like, yeah, everybody, just so you know, Toad's smart. He likes to hit these low price case hit fighters that actually have a meaning right now that will probably never go away. And you guys value that at $5 while spending $20 on X fighter. They kind of stopped and ripped apart the community for letting those spots go as cheap. I get it. They want more money too. They want to drive that price point up. But I'm just like, hey, yeah. I did this.
Stocks are never going down, all right?
Yep.
Work that out. Whether you got done for rape, murder, whatever. Connor is always going to be the man that set the tone. So I've invested.
He's got that John Jones effect where even when he's in the wrong, the fans are going to be diehard supportive. And yeah.
John Jones, even if he loses against, hey, this is my scenario. This is what John Jones should do. I'm gonna leave it as this, all right?
All right.
I need to go.
I know.
I'm gonna leave it as this. This is what John Jones needs to do.
Yeah.
Okay? He needs to do this. Fight Aspinall. Lose, which he will do. Because my phone's about to run out of charge. He will do. Now, this is how he gets away with it. This is how he does it. It's the perfect scenario. Lose with dignity, sub knocked out. Then stand up and go, I've been waiting 17 years for someone to do this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Taking the weight off my shoulders. I wish you the best of luck.
But that's not John Jones. He's very competitive, and he holds a pride, and he has a very of course he's going to lose, but that's why he's not fighting. He's not fighting him. He's not fighting him. He knows he loses. That's why he's not fighting him. He knows he loses. And he loves where the chat is right now because Jones,
if he fought him and lost and did that speech, his stock would rise.
It would,
Imagine saying, I've just been waiting 20 years. Like, I've waited all my life for someone to beat me, and it's.
But that's not him. That I understand that. What I'm trying to say, Lethal, is you are right. You are right. But he's not going to. It's like the pride. It's the enraged gay ego pride that he holds deeply inside, like in the closet of his chest, that will not allow him to fucking do that. That's some man shit. And Jones is the kind of guy who runs after hitting a fucking pregnant woman. He's not that man shit. Jones would rather just ride on the back of a moped, pulling beard, fucking sniffing hair, and ride off into the sunset.
Like you hang out with P. Diddy, you fucking freak off cunt. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna throw
I love you, bro. Thanks for hopping in, man. All right, take it easy.
Anyway, I love you, man.
Hey, send me your address too. I got something coming your way as well. I appreciate you.
Well, send me yours.
Yep.
Send me location.
Send you location.
Cards coming to your little Aspinall collection, my
Hey, I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. He's definitely one of my favorites. All right. I'll see you, man.
You guys, you have a good one.
Yeah, I love you too, Lethal. Peace.
Bye, mate.
Yep, peace. Yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. Man, crazy. MMA Toad started officially on IG back in like March when I found out, late March, mid-March, Tai Tuivasa fight. That's when I knew I was going to UFC 300, and I'd basically been doing all my sport picks, not, sport picks, but all my fight picks, all my UFC picks, to pretty much just private socials. Some people cared. Not really a ton. I was mostly talking to myself. My brother followed fights. A couple friends did, but they're not watching the prelims. They're not geeking out on the whole fight night like I am. Like, dude, the fights start at 4 p.m. And they're like, nah, the main card starts. I'm like, no, the fights start at fucking 4 p.m., and I knew I wanted to hop onto this space because there were other, like, very passionate collectors, fighters themselves that are pretty engaging, like to have fun with the community. I was like, I didn't really do a whole lot with IG. And I look at like the platform, like for instance, X, didn't use that a whole bunch either because it's like, that's like a celebrity platform for people to read their shit. IG is actually like, man, it's like a big melting pot. So being part of different communities, again, card collectors, fight picks, people who are just passionate, people who want to make money, whatever these engagement groups look like. It's been really cool meeting meeting some of y'all, and obviously still sharing it with a couple of my homies, my brother, who, by the way, will be at UFC, Last Dance, Diamond versus Max. He's going to be there VIP. He was so happy for me to go to 300. I'm happy for him for this one, too. It's like I told him. It's going to be a one-on-one life experience for sure. They're going to play a very beautiful, sad video at the end, Let's put this into a different top loader. I do not like that. Whatever this thing sticking out is. Shitty top loader. Just a minute, y'all. Fixing a card. It's like you get a card sometimes and the shit they just send it in. It's like, why did they do that, One of the worst top loaders I've ever seen in my fucking life. Put you in a clean one, my dude. So what I do with those shitty top loaders, they like mail them in as if like I gotta insert that I have a bunch of copies of, and I want it in a top loader for my like organization. Yeah, that's all I did. I just swapped out top loader for this Phoenix auto. Not numbered, but I like that it's red. Color themes are cool to collect. So let me organize this. There's my case hit. There's my numbered auto. Here we go. But I'd say this is probably one of my favorites in my whole collection, actually. It's UFC 30th anniversary. If I look at the year, 23. So Tom at this time was what, 30 years old? So he's 30 years old. UFC 30th anniversary. Patch auto. And I got number 12, which would have been fucking insane if I would have got 30. The 30 of 30, but still. Have to pull his stats up then. Maybe he has 12 knockouts at this point in time or something, you know what I mean? But I love that. It's a Panini Immaculate. But then I like this case hit here too from Topps. This gold splatter. So yeah. Lethal's a good dude. He's passionate about MMA, but he also is a smart man when it comes to what cards do I want to bring in, what cards do I want to collect, trade. And that's what's cool. He's a shark, but he's a traditional one, and it's all love and good for the community. More than generous too in his giveaways. So we're going to be doing some of this more often, Lethal and I. We're going to be doing kind of like some collaborations. What are cards looking like? Let's talk about the fights this week. Picks versus bets. Other news. Non-MMA, I'm sure. We're just going to float, shoot the shit. We're going to have people on. Feature. Be part of the show. And we'll coordinate like an upload day and time. That should give us like a couple days to get it done if we need to be flexible. But maybe it's like every Friday at like 7 p.m. EST, which would be like 9 a.m. Aussie. The next day, which would be like Saturday, I think. We'll have like a scheduled upload time and everything. It'll be good. I very much look forward to that. But no, it's just cool shooting the shit. There's a lot of conversations going on right now. Fight announcements. More so like petitions and opinions about fighter activity, inactivity. I just feel like it's the same old, same old. They're so happy to have someone like Volk. And it's not that Diego wasn't going to do it either, but I need someone to be active because, oh, fuck, none of my big superstar fighters are actually super active, you know. They'll fight once a year. It's just... So, damn. Pull up social media. First thing I see is the Shevchenko 1 of 1. Sick little optographs. Bullet auto. That's fucking beautiful. Get that shit graded. I gotta show some love on that 1 of 1 post right here. Man, must be nice, dude. I've been hunting for 3 years and I still don't have that 1 of 1, but it would have had to have come from breaks. I'm not like and you have to be so lucky to be the one fighter in a break to have catched that 1 of 1. Definitely been part of a ton of breaks. Just didn't get it. What's sad is when you hit like second place, you know, you just barely got outbid, like you were the next runner up, and then that 1 of 1 hits. It's something crazy like a Gaethje, Dubronx, Patty. You're like, no. The one that hurt me recently was Christmas. I bought into a break of Gold Label. And I got Volkanovski for like $15. And whole case break happens. The max spot hits a gold splatter. And then one of the last packs, we get the dual auto out of 25 featherweight lineage. Max Holloway, Volkanovski, dual auto. Well, the Max just actually won that gold splatter, so the Max seat's like crazy. Plus, he had like some number cards and shit. And I got skunked. I didn't get shit. And the guy rolls 2 dice. He goes, okay, this is how many times we're going to click the generate button to get the winner. So they're going to click this 10 times. The dice rolled on 10. MMA Toad said at the top of this list for like the last 5 fucking clicks. And I'm just looking at my girlfriend like, this shit's gonna switch at 10, isn't it? And it just went fucking 6, 7, 8, 9. Fuck my life. And then boom, this other dude hits his out of 25 dual auto. So anyways, I've gotten some okay luck. I've gotten like some big case hits. But the seats I'm buying, you know what I mean? I'm not always going that crazy because I bought a 4-case Poetan and I've bought like a 2-case Ilya and I've gotten jack fucking shit before too. So I'm always, if I'm buying that seat, that's all I'm doing, you know. But it's a tease because then for $5 you're like, oh yeah, I can get Leon Edwards, Usman, like these people that just, I don't know why, but they're the yunks of the division now. They're not that new exciting thing, despite their, you know, streaks and the fact that they settled that shit between themselves. That goes down in welterweight history for sure. It was a great little trilogy. You know what I mean? It was kind of beautiful in that sense. But anyways, these unks are getting slept on. Their values are down because they're not that Ilya, you know, Islam. There's certain fighters that just their values, you know, your Dubronx, your Patties, your Hamzat. Shavkat's stock did drop a lot after the fight with Ian Gary. And I like that because I sincerely think he was injured. Like, I think the real Shavkat doesn't struggle to keep Ian Gary down. Especially as this is like him more so transitioning his style in a couple of those fights leading up to that. He was mostly a striker, and he was actually getting fucking beat up on a little bit in the prelims. Ian Gary was crazy. And then he's actually starting to mix his styles and get good enough where he can survive. So Fred T showed the Shevchenko the 1 of 1. Yeah, gladly. It's right here on stream. There you go. It's a fucking nice card. Follow Bugsby underscore sports cards. I think that's a group I just recently started following myself. So nice hit. Shouldn't say hit. Maybe they'll tell you how. Oh wow. Yeah, after hiding away a box of 2022 Optic. So this was a box. That's crazy. Hit a box for basically almost 3 years and then hit that card. That's fucking beautiful. Let it cook. What a fucking card, dude. I'll kind of co-stream with the YouTube for the IAG folk right now, and I'll throw the same graphic up right here. Guess I'll just send it to myself. There we go, copy link. There you go. You guys can see it better there too, if you want. Yo, what's going on, Will? Thanks for tapping in. What do you collect, Fred? You got any PCs or any fighters that you really get behind? I have such a widespread collection, and I don't have really everything in front of me. You can kind of see back here, I have this table full of cards. Well, I also have over here alphabetically aligned top loaders, and I have some cases down here. Those two cases that have a lot of one touches and gradeds. But I have fighters that I would say I'm a PC of, sure. But it's a very wide list. Like, let's go through that, I guess. I have good Khabib, Islam, Dubronx, Gaethje, Dustin, Patty, Shavkat, Hamzat. If I did I do Hamzat maybe? Volk, Moreno, Aspinall, Diego Lopez, Poetan, Izzy, Usman, Leon Edwards, decent GSP, decent Shevchenko, some John Jones, good Rampage actually, good Chuck Liddell. There's a few I'm sleeping on right here. I can probably look. Oh, I surprisingly have a good Paul Craig collection because he's just really cheap for obvious reasons. Decent DDP. Decent Nunez. I got her out of 5. Intimidators red auto. What else we got here? Tatsuro Taira, I have an okay collection rolling. Terrence McKinney. Yeah. Have some older tops too. Those are always fun. You know, old tops knockouts. 2009, I got a rookie gold Jones. It's like him wrestling on the ground with a dude. It's like gold plated. And it's one of the thicker cards. I think it's like the box hit at that time. And it could be a bunch of cards. So having the rookie of Jones is a big one. I think she worth like a few hundo. I'd like to get it graded, but I also have a tiger striped octagon side John Jones I'd like to get graded. Don't have any autos. Nope. Sorry for that, guys. It just kind of hit me out of nowhere. I don't have any autos of Conor McGregor either. Yep. There's a few of those. I don't have an auto of Dana. I mean, I don't have any Joe Rogan cards. I'd say those are probably like the biggest ones I wish I had. John Jones is 100. Yeah, that's good. I hit that in a chicken. I bought a pack on a 1-of-1 chicken. That was my big insert. I think I paid like 20 for the pack. Had some other good cards in it too. Had like Racy. Yeah. No, I don't have any fucking Holly Holmes underwear. Nope. I do have some okay Holly cards though. I lost a big lot for Rousey. I was close to being an owner of a decent Ronda Rousey lot. I got outbid. I was the second highest bidder. Would have been huge. Would have been worth like a few $1,000s worth of Rousey cards. I think I got outbid at like 400. It was like the highest I was willing to do for like 5,000 in Rousey. Big early cards. Someone just a good collector selling. I was like, kind of a 1-of-1 chance to get these cards again, you know what I mean? Unless you buy singles, which I'm not. I was hoping to use them for more like, okay, here's some cards of hers that I like, and then boom, the rest would be mostly trading collateral. That's how I justified that. So, but no, we didn't hit that. But yeah, no, it's beautiful, and someone can let a box like this cook for like a fucking, I don't know, 3 years and pull 1-of-1 yourself. Those are the moments people dream of, man. It's sad. The hobby's gone sadly south in terms of the real fight fans and fanatics opening these cards. It's breakers ripping through them. You know, they do this day in, day out. It's their job. The excitement that a real person would have who's only got that one box because it was a birthday gift or, you know, whatever. They're not ripping case after case after case after case, day after day after day. And you hit that 1-of-1 in the world, then, man. People make fun of those kids in these videos crying and shit, but it truly is such a beautiful thing. The rarity and sharing that moment and shaking and all those realistic instincts kick in. I can only imagine. I have not pulled a 1-of-1. I don't own a 1-of-1, but can't sit here and hate like I wouldn't also have like the same reaction. It just means that that card really did mean a lot to you, you know. Incredible comparisons you need to see. The fuck? They're both 13 years old. Okay. Oh shit. Ski trail sign, is this in the summer versus winter? Yeah, they're like standing on like 6 feet of snow. Okay. The fuck does this have to do with anything? It's the dumbest fucking comparison I've ever seen. Alright, well, anyways. Appreciate you guys hopping in, chilling with me. I'm gonna get some music going here and vibe out right at the end of the stream, I guess. I'll give anyone a chance to chit chat, talk cards, talk upcoming fights, bets, picks. I have a good idea of who I'm rolling with next week. But I'll obviously be uploading that content maybe Tuesday on my day back from the trip, my relaxed catch-up day. Probably dive in, take naps on the couch, and just watch tape and then make a video that night. That sounds great. So O'Malley, yeah. Okay, so let's talk O'Malley real quick. Let's actually update some graphics while we do this, and I'll clip it too. Get a head start on the old content here. Let's pull up IG. That's a clip that I saw that actually pissed me off recently. I knew I should have shared that shit to myself. Oh, there was Izzy versus Sugar footage. I want to see if I can find it. There we go. There we go. This is the part if you really want to pay attention to what I'm talking about. Here's the best I can give you for now. If you're on IG side, I'm going to record this. I'll be making that like a official video to YouTube. Anyone watching YouTube live, this is pretty much the video now. Thanks for hanging out. So basically, let's talk this, okay? Let's talk right here. All right. So let's talk about what happened, Merab versus Sugar, okay? Let me hit record real quick. So guys, let's jog back in the past and recap UFC Noche. What we expected to see and then what we saw. The same exact fucking thing. Sugar isn't going to be able to stay on the feet with Merab. He's a machine. And he's going to win off control time. He's not really going to do a bunch of damage, put O'Malley in any kind of threat. But he's dominantly winning the fights, consecutively getting takedown and peppering shots. Whether they're damaging or not, Sugar ain't doing shit. Okay, that was pretty much the fight. He had a moment at the end of the fight, but who gives a fuck? That's like coping, just like we did with Cheeto. Well, not we, but, you know, some people. I don't care if you plug your controller in and fight for the last 30 seconds. If you got your ass beat for 24 minutes, don't know what to say. Shouldn't have been there. There should have been another contender in the weight class that was more worthy and would have given a better, you know, fight. Sugar upset the world earlier than Merab by hitting that one hitter quitter on Aljo, right? I myself thought Aljo could rematch and beat Sugar. It was just one big shot, right? So I get Sugar. He's got his striking down. It's what got him to the dance. His flashiness. He is a threat. He is a problem. He does have length. Yada, 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 yada. But my man doesn't need to work on this skill set any further. And I get here, this is like a legacy piece here, like two striking legends having some fun, vibing out. What I'm trying to say is I'm not mad about this video. I'm mad that we're not getting the videos that shows that Sugar is, you know, unplugging from his fucking streams, his podcasts, his gaming, and locking in. But where is the fucking footage of him grappling? Where is the footage of him wrestling? Stuffing a fucking takedown. This dude is just... I'm sorry, he doesn't deserve the rematch, and he's already showing ahead of time that he's not even going to put up a fight. Merab is going to fucking ragdoll O'Malley. It's just, whatever. We are, but you won't find yourself. But we all thought you loved yourself. That's why you laying on the back. Something on the top of the church. Pre-trolling the truth and it hurts. I'm just going to unmute that because I don't want to get my video demonetized for the fucking background DMX. But anyways, like, cool, fun. What are we doing to actually get ready for fucking Merab? You know what I mean? How are we going to win this fight? Because kicking as high as fucking Israel Adesanya, that's like Marab on a ladder, dude. Like, Marab ain't up in the air like Izzy's head, throwing these punches and shit. All right, so there's some, like, inside kicks, some outside kicks. He's keeping it low. Sure. This is just for fun, and that's okay. I'm done hating on this particular video. It just sparked the... Where are we at in getting ready for the machine? Where's this other, like, grappling? Where's Craig Jones? And Tim's right there on his fucking knees enjoying this shit. I'm sure he is. Eye fucking level. Anyways, that's my fucking rant for now. There's plenty of them. Fuck's sakes. UFC is such a fucking specimen right now in the world of combat sports. It just makes no fucking sense. All right, and like, so you're bringing up the take, well, that's how O'Malley wins. I have to disagree in the sense where Sugar has so much range on Marab. He should honestly learn how to sprawl more effectively and work his knees, threaten those knees. The knees are such a threat to Marab, who's sticking his head on either side to work for a takedown and to, you know, give him something to think about before he comes charging in, because Marab is a machine, but the thing that would crack the machine is like one of those fucking Peyton Talbot on Cameron Simon kind of fucking cracking knees. Could you imagine Sugar perfectly lining that knee up? Switch. Wow. Rob's fucking nose mega fucking snap to the side. Be like old dude recently. It would take something like that because you're not going to pepper him down. And you can hit him with good shot and he recovers. You need something devastating that stuns him and then be able to follow up. It could even, I could imagine Marab getting fucking cracked and having it somehow still be a controversial stoppage because he's fucking naturally getting up. Like, he's trying to get up, but he's just so fucking wobbled and disoriented. It's like his body's working like the machine, but his brain's not home, you know, for like 3 or 4 seconds while someone's just okay, nope, it's over. It would be some shit like that, and then he'd come back and win the fight again. You need to be able to mix it. And Sugar can't. He doesn't. But he doesn't care to either. Sugar is too cool to be good at that other shit. I can't do my in between the legs, around the back, spinning fucking jump shot, no look, pass, Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix Suns bullshit that he's on, bro. Like, I miss Sugar when we had the prelim working his way up to the pay-per-view. Just fun, new, exciting, but like not the pressures of being cool. Star power, the persona, if you will, of the Sugar Show. The sparring footage is cool, but again, let's see you fucking get some grappling in, stuff some takedowns, straighten the knees. Let's talk about what we can do pulling. Can you imagine Sugar raining elbows off of his back effectively off the top of Marab's fucking head? So just cycling back to chat, we have that's the only way that he wins, similar to McGregor and Mendez. Yes. There's plenty of examples like this. I like to make the example between Aljo and Sugar because teammates, Marab, similar fighting styles in the sense where they're both coming forward for that grappling exchange. Obviously, Marab, a lot tankier. Not as damaging in the striking either. Aljo's striking's more of a threat than obviously Merab's, but Merab's a fucking cannonball. He's going to grab you and pick you up, trip you. So Merab likes to lay and pray. Sugar knows he's going to have to get a takedown. When he gets taken down, he's going to have to start cracking elbows. Yes, holy shit. I love that I was just talking about this, and I'm reading your chat. He needs to start cracking elbows on his orbital bone, yes. The top of his head, yes. Dude, I love this. Fred T in the chat. Synced up right here. Yeah, no, he absolutely needs to learn how to, like, be dangerous off his back. Throw the fucking elbows. He's got that long snap, that ranginess, that even with Merab trying to post up and try to, like, get into a tripod, he can hit them 12-6 off top of Merab's head. But Merab's been very good about his control, positioning, and his ability to hold people down there. But I think if Sugar's on his back, that's the round. I don't think he's going to get finished, just like the last fight. I think that's just the round. Merab will kind of pepper him and da-da-da-da-da, you know. If I had a feeling if I had to bet distance on that fight, yes. It's like Merab literally machine Sugar. Is Merab really going to finish him? Maybe, you know, probably not. So I like distance, yes, in that fight. But for the reason I just said, how could the machine get stopped? It's got to be that big, powerful shot. That big knee. Not the hands, not the kick. Well, maybe the kick with Sugar, but man, that knee. Or, yeah, an elbow. I think that's something fans at home pick up more than the fighters themselves. Is they have like a deeper appreciation and can acknowledge the reaction, being a lot more serious with the refs off elbows and knees. They really get them fucking leaning in. Women's MMA, little tattering shots to the side. Can't get a TKO. It's not doing enough damage. Not showing any blood, enough recoil. The moment those elbows start dropping, now we're leaning in. Now we're getting closer. With the men, they hardly get off. The fight gets stopped. But someone's like hitting these like worthless little beating shots. Save your energy. Post up. Drop down. Slice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why it's not being trained and drilled as hard since the legalization of 12-6. It's like you're not going to risk the DQ. You're going to fuck them up. Yeah, exactly. And you're opening up the ability for a doctor stoppage. Degenerates like me make unpredicted TKO / knockout / doctor stoppage bucks because that was one thing we didn't foresee from Rob. You know, a doctor stoppage on O'Malley slicing him up. Something weird. That comparison wasn't really for that fight because I don't see it being that way. But you know what I mean? There's so many fighters that have that positioning. I was freaking out on who was it? Santos on this last card. The girl Santos prelims. She just like would not. She had like almost a crucifix and was like working off her side. Is pinning an arm down. Has her right arm free. She was not dropping that elbow, slicing, doing whatever. And she just like put her crotch right on her face. Like her opponent's face. Luciana just sat there. Eating her muff for like 12 minutes. And then finally she hits a fucking sick Americana, which like, holy shit. You're like the first in that weight class or women's MMA history to even hit that submission, but it just further proved my point. Like, they just don't give a fuck about dropping elbows. It's weird. Maybe it's a respect thing too. I don't know. Like, they don't have it in their heart to do it that way. Same as like not all fighters throw oblique kicks, you know. Intentionally eye poke, you know, it gets real dirty. But it's safe to say, like, you can tell when a fighter doesn't have integrity. You know what I mean? Fucking pocket sand, blinding them. That'd be some John Jones shit at a beach against Tom. Fucking like King of the Hill. Fucking pocket sand. Chick fights are a snooze fest until you get the right ones. I mean, I personally enjoyed the finish last week. My little Gilbert Burns' little sister, Denise Gomes. Good prop on that too, like plus 150 by finish. If you took the knockout, the prop was much better though. I think a lot of people expected the submission. I sure did, but I play it safe on my biggest bets, included by just finish. I had a huge distance parlay cooking for that whole card, and the fights that it stopped on was Costa and Juicy J going the distance. I had no, and then the fight right after, the fight with Nursultan and Dustin, distance no. And I mean, most people will sit there and tell you who's gonna win by what knockout or submission, right? No one's talking about judges in that fight. Both of them ended up going, and I got the rest right. I knew that Burns and Morales wasn't gonna go. I expected Morales knockout or later rounds. Burns could look like live and show that experience and shit, but I figured the youthfulness would still outweigh Gilbert's fourth and fifth round experience. You know what I mean? Kid's just natural sensation, very technical. He's a problem there for sure. Maybe you got Kayla Harrison. Her fight's gonna be good coming up. It's fun when you get a fighter that's a killer. That's why people have all the love and respect in the world for Amanda Nunes. It's like she was a go-getter. She loved to go out there and just pick chicks up and slam them down their fucking heads and choke them out or knock them out, you know. The lioness doing it in 2 divisions. It's true BMF shit. You know what I mean? If the BMF belt didn't belong to a men's division, she would definitely have it, I would say. Still, you know, obviously she laid those both those belts down, but what a way to retire. I think it would have been even more insane had she not fought Pena the first time right out of COVID, you know. Her stamina and everything was weak. She just couldn't fight back. She felt so zapped, so drained. It's like, yeah, I've had those symptoms. Makes sense to me, you know. Pena acts like she's just a fucking world beater. And then Nunes comes out and intentionally doesn't finish her. Just for 5 rounds, beats the shit out of Pena. Because she just wants to prove like, hey, look, I was actually sick. That's a fluke. But yeah, I think I had a good amount of jib jab on this footage for now. Maybe I'll set up some videos in a row and we can just like keep going through them. Talk about some other topics, but I did want to shed some light on my frustrations with Sugar. I felt like we did that. Again, I haven't been the biggest fan of this guy since we like really pressured him to be this star, and I don't know. I just don't like the UFC sticking out for fighters for fights that didn't deserve it. Like Cyril Gahn's gotten a few of these meaningless title shots for what, you know. Just I hate the favoritisms that can play from Dana and the UFC matchmaking. It's like Gahn cheated Volkov, Sugar cheated Jan, you know. And these are the guys that get the fucking title matches next, kind of shit. No, Sugar, you know, he knocked Aljo. Good on him. Didn't expect it. But I knew that same style and his inability to really counter it well was going to be the bread and butter for Marab to win. Now it's clear as day. Like, he hasn't been grappling in the last year or two. He hasn't been making those efforts. He's not. Tim fucking posts a show on his channel where all they do is talk about jiu-jitsu, and he's rolling with these like kids that are all state wrestlers and young, like high school, maybe early college, young kids. And Tim's having like some good fucking scrambles with these kids. And I'm looking around in the background, and you hardly ever see Sugar. And then when you do, he's just like walking by watching the fights with the camera group. It's just like, dude, let's fucking grind, O'Malley. Let's fucking grapple. I think he'd be, if he really wanted to make some dope content and ball out and get like everyone rallied behind him, like this is it, and get like give that belief that he's gonna beat Marab. He needs like a bunch of videos like Craig Jones and other like really well established grapplers, fending takedowns, stuffing shit, throwing like, I don't know if you want to like show your whole game plan about the whole knees thing, right, or elbows, but again, cool video, fun for legacy. Ain't doing shit to help him win this fight. Harrison is like the Bo Nickel of women's fighting. But she's not gonna get fraud checked, dude. She's actually the one who goes in and uses her grappling, her fucking judo. Bo Nickel is afraid to get close to people, to use his wrestling, and it was all exposed. And we all discovered why. Because Bo can get hurt to the body pretty easily, and he can't quite take a punch. I had been saying that about his career this whole time. I had a bunch of college wrestling friends. One of them actually wrestled at a different college, but around the same time, and like was watching Bo compete for his like All-American shit. And I said, yeah, but how does he take a punch? None of the fights really saw him go through anything. So yeah, De Ritter, he got to boost his star power a bit that day. Good for him. Give me some De Ritter rookies. You can post some cards. He's a fun one anyways, just because of his time at one championship as double champ there. Yeah. Think I'm gonna wrap it on that. We get a little chit chat tonight. Obviously, we had Lethal Hands come through, so if you want to see that segment that was recorded on IG Live, that'll be on the channel. Just kind of shooting the shit. Amazing heart, dude will give you the shirt off your back or off his back. That's like a fucking Tito Ortiz moment there. He'll give you the shirt off your back. No, he'll give you the shirt off his back, and he's just one of those kind of guys that, man, so much passion and love for this. The hobby's lucky to have him. He's a hardcore collector. I think next to Slabadoo and UFC Cardfather, he's definitely got one of the craziest collections. He's also got a nice spread collection too. But good to know a little bit more about his PCs. So let's recap that. He has PC Khabib, Volk, GSP. He definitely had some good ones. Sad to see some of those go recently. Like he said, his first big card was that GSP, I think out of 35. Definitely want to get that going back for him for sure. I'll have to reach out to the guy who won it and be like, hey, you want to trade or you want to sell? I want to help Lethal get that card back. That'd be sweet. But anyways, because he regrets it, he didn't mean to, kind of thing. He's like, oh, I gave that one away. And he's saying it's the rush of it. He's happy for the guy. He congratulated him. I'm not trying to say it and speak for him like, oh, he's upset he did that. He just had such a crazy winning basket that he was giving. He didn't have to include that card. You know what I mean? As I was telling him, like, bro, you dropped so many fire giveaways. You'd like split them in half and people would still love you, But yeah, so he's got Connor, Khabib. He's got Volk, Whitaker, Patty, and Shevchenko. So definitely can do some love for him there. It's really nice though. He had some cool Aspinalls for me. Definitely love my Aspinall collection. Some good cards there. So anyways, yeah, thanks for hopping through. If you guys are watching this either side of the world, much like me and Lethal, being literally like a 13, 14-hour difference from one another. Appreciate you hopping through. Appreciate you hanging out, Fred. See you over there on YouTube. You need Patty for your collection? Yeah, man, Lethal, super fucking generous, man. He had this insane little lot of Toms that he had. And he's like, hey, man, I'm sending these your way. You know, give me an address. I'm like, bro, I'm not taking cards from you. I'll trade you something for them, but I'm not taking cards from you. You know what I mean? So, it just kind of turned into one of those. He and I are both similar where we don't sell our collections. And we're not really, I mean, it sounds like he's doing a fair bit of business trading and stuff, but for me, nope, kind of new to that too. I've only just taken in my collection, you know. Nah, Fred, I'm sorry, but like the whole world is signing a petition right now to vacate the belt because we know that Jones isn't fighting again. There's a reason he doesn't want to fight Tom. He quite literally ducked Tom. Had meet and greets and things. Tom showed up, wanted to do a face off. Jones is just like saying no, none of that now, and pretends that he doesn't know who Tom is. Then it goes back to when Jones was inactive and Ngannou was champ, and they were interviewing him with how's the transition from light heavyweight to heavyweight going? Which fighters excite you? He was talking all about Tom Aspinall. Oh yeah, this guy's sharp. You know, he's well rounded. He's big. He's got good wrestling, good striking, all these things. Look how well that's aged. And Jones has been like a deer in the headlights, never saying that he was going to fight Tom until finally at the end, grabbing the microphone, doing that thing to help extend the fact that he still has this belt, right? Putting that hope that we would see that fight because we didn't get the Ngannou. That's the only reason why John Jones has this belt, by the way. When you break it down, he took an old retired firefighter who had been knocked out 3 years prior, inactive, was basically retired. And you took a kickboxer who we all knew, someone like Tom or John, could pick him up, throw him on the ground, get an easy submission. Not too surprising. John hasn't done anything at heavyweight to impress me. His legacy all rides at light heavyweight, and that was like a decade ago. So I'm personally ready to have the heavyweight division back and not put so much stress on Volkanovski to constantly defend and put his body through wars, because UFC needs a big headliner. And a lot of their big stars and title defenders, you know, their champs, they'll fight like once a year, every 9 months or 8 months, which is just not enough for UFC to have these big shows they want to put on and events and pay-per-views, right? So fuck John for holding up, being so spiteful and holding someone's career and actual legacy at heavyweight back, holding down victories over the actual top 10 ranked fighters of the division, practically clearing them out while achieving one of the shortest fight time average at 2 minutes and like 2 seconds or 12 seconds. Jones can't hold a fucking candle to this at a lower weight class against less scary guys, less technical, and yeah, let's just say he's getting decisions. He's robbing Reyes of a decision. Like, you can't make the comparison between Tom Aspinall and John Jones, because we have to talk about it from a heavyweight perspective, and Tom's heavyweight perspective, or, you know, resume is a lot better than John's. And that's my 2 cents on that. You're saying Aspinall is going to get those pearly whites knocked out clean? With what? When did Jones know how to throw anything super fucking clean at heavyweight? He put his head down and wrestled down a kickboxer, and he sat at range and danced around for 4 rounds with a guy that Tom would have beat his personal record. I'm expecting Tom Aspinall to put Stipe out within a minute and a half. I take that bet, actually. Knockout within, 2 minutes. Tom Aspinall. Like, you can bet huge props like that. Knockout in the first minute. Tom Aspinall. Very specific, and they pay well. That'd be when I would do it. It took John 4 rounds of dancing around with him, and Stipe actually had moments in that fight too. They weren't the like heaviest and cleanest of shots, but bro, if Tom's connecting on the shit that Stipe hit John with, John's going to sleep. And we can like cope about it all we want, but the difference now and the variable of this conversation is time. We were having the same conversation practically like a fucking year ago. Why isn't John going to be fighting Tom? Why is it Stipe? And they're coping with this whole, well, that was the fight that was scheduled, not what actually makes sense for the division now. And that's like a legacy fight they could make after. Well, it padded John's career, gave him another win at heavyweight, and it's a big name on paper, but not presently. The UFC does this shit because it allows them for different kinds of negotiations, and every sport's got to have a Michael Jordan. You're fucking Michael Jordan. You got to have your Caitlyn. You got to have your MVP. And John Jones is that to Dana. I wouldn't say he's that to all of the UFC. He is that to a lot of UFC. But there are those of us who will be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck that you won the fight. If you tested positive for PEDs, you're disqualified in my book. It's also the same as you're not the champ if you don't make weight. There's rules to this too, And then you combine that with like, not conspiracy, but, what's the shit recorded in the news? What's going on here? It's just bad behaviors that I don't want to support. From, I don't know, ethics to morals, really, is what it comes down to. He's not the kind of fighter I want to support. I got no JJ autos, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. They definitely hold value. It's like a Conor McGregor. It's never going to devalue. I mean, Jones, he may not, for a lot of people, go down as the greatest of all time when you combine all the legalities of this. You give it to the honest guy who didn't cheat, but he's certainly like the best light heavyweight. I know Poatan was on a march for a minute, but yeah. Tom Aspinall autos, I got like 4 or 5. My favorite being this Immaculate out of 30. Sorry, the lighting in this office. I'm going to be trying to do a better camera and lighting setup is my next goal with my next big parlay. But that's Immaculate patch auto 30th anniversary out of 30. So it's 12 of 30 print. And then I got like your case hits, like your gold splatter. So that's the Topps gold label. Love that case hit. It's fucking sick. Yeah, I'm just not selling, brother. I appreciate the offer. I'm into collecting. And in very few situations am I like, okay, I'll trade. Most of that will have to be like, oh, I have a duplicate of this one thing. I have a real life friend who's wanted to start his collection with me, and pried and pushed and pried and pushed. And I'm like, fine. So I was willing to start to go through the cards with him and show him the duplicates that I had, and I helped him get a couple cards to get started. But I just said, look, dude, I'm not interested in selling my cards. I'm a collector. I'm not trying to sell my cards. I'm going to be doing shadow box projects. But these fighters have a lot of value. A lot of them in their 30s. A lot of time to go on. And this, I do truly believe MMA will explode even further and be like one of the biggest sports in the world from a dollar standpoint. Respecting what they're putting their lives through, especially if it starts coming out that these fighters are drooling and have all these issues at age like 50, 60. You know what I mean? Like have all these like extreme medical. You would only further compensate them for that physical loss and time in life with loved ones, family, etc. Especially they're fighting for them, their families in a lot of cases, right? So trading cards grow in time. I think with MMA, it's still being discovered. It's very new in the betting scene. Even like there's a lot of potential, and I love my cards. They all have significant meaning to me. So yeah, appreciate the offer. Go do some breaks, get some rips, check your eBays. Best of luck. But I'm not trying to sell my collection right now. Matt Hughes got hit by a train. Nothing taking these guys. That's also fucking Matt Hughes, dude. That dude is a train. Hope the other train's okay. By the way, if it hit Matt Hughes, hope everyone on that train survived. Yeah, I got Colby Covington's, but not, hey, I don't have anything for sale, man. I'm sorry. I'm not a seller. I'm just a lover, collector, and enjoyer. I'm a fan. And I have a very widespread collection. I have fighters that I PC. And I have probably a long list of PC, maybe close to 20 that I like focus in. Here's more numbered autos, case hits if I can, right? But I do try to fan out my whole collection for most of the roster. I like to have an auto of each fighter if I can, unless they're just Joe Schmo. In which case, a lot of times they're just so cheap anyways. So yeah, I fan out my collection pretty good. I don't really have like a value in what I would say overall I have in cards, but it's okay. Seeing that my collection started in 22, I would say I have close to 200 autos, some golds, some out of fives. I think I have out of three, no one of ones, several case hits, tons of numbered, tons of rookie. Like overall, so yeah. Couple big mega hits. My rarest card is the what is it? The Topps knockout art graph, where it's like a transparent card, and that's a Khabib out of 8 auto, but it's like transparent. It shows him, I think, choking Connor. I think that card's got a pretty decent value. Only one I saw was not numbered, and it was up there still. It was like up there close to 1,000. It's like, well, this ain't even numbered. I do have Gaslam. Yeah, I do. I have like probably 2 or 3 autos of him. Nothing too crazy. Some numbered cards. Again, very widespread collection. You can ask me most fighters, they'll tell you yes. The fighters I'm missing are more so like old school or just rare cards. Like I said, like the Rogan. I don't have anything Dana. But from a fighter perspective, absolutely. I have some old Bloodlines too. The old Topps Bloodline series. The blue numbered. I think out of 99. I have that on Munoz. Funny, it was like a lot. It came with like 3 or 4 of them. It's like, fuck, dude, these things are pretty rare, and you're giving me 99 out of 99 of them. Yeah. Actually, no autographs of Northcutt, but I got a dope numbered card of him. Green. Yeah. Yeah, he's like one of those, like, damn, he was doing so fucking crazy till that injury. Yeah. He's such a fucking, a frat guy. I don't know how to describe him. But he was a gangster, dude, with his striking. He was fucking good. And he had just like crazy physique. Was able to like out tough these other guys who were good grapplers. You know, he was hard to take down. Good with his knees. Yeah, he fucked people up. I mean, prior to the injury, I loved going back watching like Northcut, like highlights back when I had Fight Pass, just to up all these old school fighters. Yeah, it's sad to see those fighters just lose it. You know, they're on and then they're off. You'll never get them back. It's just sad. Yeah, that's funny. True. Very true. Yeah, hey, it's 4 a.m. for me. I had a great time catching up with everybody tonight. Yeah, a lot of planning for tomorrow's trip. Well, technically super early Saturday's trip, but with a lot of work and things I want to do, some projects, preparation, packing, do some shopping, get ready for a big ass long road trip. I'll probably be calling it early tomorrow night, so I can get some sleep. So I had fun staying up, burning some, catching up. If you didn't get a chance to check it on IG, MMA Toad, I had Lethal Hands, fucking amazing, funny dude. He's got an insane collection. He's up there, like top like 4 or 5 probably in the world. I'd say UFC collections. It's fucking insane. So get a chance to catch him, throw some love and support. He does insane giveaways. I'm actually trying to help him reduce how much he's trying to give away each time. If you're able to like predict the entire fight card correctly, which I've gotten close to doing, but honestly, I do it for the love of it and I do it anyways. If I ever won it, I'd say, hey bro, that was a good time. And if he wanted to trade or something, I'd be open to it, but nah. I want him to keep these cards. I want everybody to keep their fucking cards. That's the sad thing. That's not how cards work, right? People trade them, they sell them, but I'm like super attached and I love my cards, so I just want people to all trade. All right. Sound like an alligator. I'm tired, thirsty. Appreciate you guys. Much love. I'll catch you next time. Gonna wrap up this one here. Oh yeah, you guys can check out the new wallpaper. Nice little ripple effect there. Super trippy when you've had a night like me. So